Hey everybody, Bat Tracy back again for another first time views and reviews. I got some more movies today to review. Ones that I've been watching recently. There's a Fly. I'm kind of outside right now, so there might be a little background noise. I'm sorry about that. I'm outside. Nothing I can do about it. And also, this episode, it's going to be very Adam Sandler heavy. I got 4 Adam Sandler movies to review that I've never seen before, so that should be fun. So first up, I got Blended. This is with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. I actually don't own this one. This is my grandma's. I borrowed it specifically to watch it for this and the Adam Sandler one. This came out in 2014. I'd never seen this. This is Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler's 3rd film together after Wedding Singer and 50 First Dates. And also I learned this is Adam Sandler's first ever Warner Brothers movie. So that's kind of cool. Now this movie, it was okay. It was pretty good. It was nowhere near as good as 50 First Dates, which I love that movie. So basically, Drew Barrymore divorced her husband because he cheated on her, and Adam Sandler's wife died. Adam Sandler has 3 daughters, and Drew Barrymore has 2 sons. So you know they're mix and matching. And basically, they go out on a date together, a blind date. They don't hit it off. They don't like each other. But then, you know, somehow both of them kind of get this trip to go to Africa. So they both bring their kids there. And, you know, throughout the African safari, there's another fly. Throughout the African safari, you know, their kids start liking each other. And they start falling in love. And, you know, it's a rom-com. But, nothing spectacular. It doesn't really stand out very well. Doesn't hold up very well either compared to Adam Sandler's other films. But, you know, I liked it. It was directed by Frank Carasci maybe. I'm not sure how to say it. But it had some funny parts, definitely. There's one specifically when Drew Barrymore, it's actually on the back right there, is paragliding or something like that. That's pretty funny. She ends up knocking down Adam Sandler. But then there's another part where this little girl in the front, that little girl in the yellow there, every time she says something, she talks in this really deep voice like this, and it's pretty funny. But besides that, I mean, it was nothing spectacular. So I'd give it maybe 3 out of 5 stars. Next up, this is a movie I have seen before, so I don't know if it counts for this, but I'd never seen it from beginning to end. We had this at the place that I work, and you know, we show movies. It's a restaurant that shows movies. We have a movie theater, and we always play kids movies. So we had this one. I'd seen a lot of it, almost everything, but I'd never seen it from start to finish. So I was really happy that when I picked this up so I could watch it. And that was the Lego Movie, and this is actually the 2-disc DVD special edition, which I didn't know they did those for DVDs anymore. I thought all special features and everything were always on Blu-rays, so that's pretty cool. I am going to pick up the Blu-ray of this eventually. I do want that. But this was a really well done movie. It's directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. They're the guys who did the Jump Street movies. They directed the pilot for Last Man on Earth with Will Forte. They've done a few other things too. I think they were attached to the Han Solo film. I think they left that. And they're also attached to the Flash film for the DCEU. I'm not sure how that's going though, because I don't really care about the DC movies very much. Not too big on them. But this movie was phenomenal. So basically, let me do the rundown of what it's about. This is Emmett. They live in this Lego world where President Business is his name. He's voiced by Will Ferrell. And Emmett's voiced by Chris Pratt. I almost said Chris Pine. It has a stellar cast. I'll tell you in a second. But so Emmett basically is a construction worker who doesn't feel special at all, and he has no friends really, nothing going on in his life. So you know, he's just kind of ordinary basically, and he's always wanted to be extraordinary. So basically, he finds a piece de resistance, and he basically falls into this plot with all these master builders with Wild Style, Batman, Vitruvius, who's voiced by can't think of the guy's name, Lucius Fox. Morgan Freeman. I don't know why I couldn't fucking think of his name. But yeah, he's voiced by Morgan Freeman. And there's a huge cast in this. I'll read them off. But, yeah, so he learns to be special. And he is the special. He is the piece de resistance. And basically, he has to save the Lego world from present business. And this movie, it's mostly animation or however the Lego movies are. I don't know if they're animation or if they're stop motion or what, or a combination of the two. But there is some live action scenes in this also, with Will Ferrell playing basically Emmett's dad, the kid who's Emmett's based on, I guess. But yeah, this is a really well done movie. It stars Chris Pratt, Will Ferrell, Elizabeth Banks, Will Arnett, Nick Offerman, Alison Brie, Charlie Day, Liam Neeson, and Morgan Freeman. So it's got a stellar cast, and this movie's phenomenal. Now, the Lego Batman movies, that's also out. I haven't seen that one yet. We have that at work currently, but I've been trying not to watch it because I want to see that start to finish. But from what I've seen of the Lego Batman, it doesn't look as good as this one does, or is, but I'm still going to buy that on Blu-ray, and I'm excited to check that one out, which I'll have a review for soon. But yeah, so the Lego movie, I give this 5 out of 5 stars. This movie's fucking phenomenal. Alright, next is another Adam Sandler movie. I have a lot of them. I have 4 to do in this, so, I'm trying to space them out a little bit. But The Cobbler, with Adam Sandler, Method Man, Ellen Barkin, and Steve Buscemi. And also Dustin Hoffman has a cameo in this. I shouldn't have told you that. That's kind of a spoiler. But, he's on the back of the case. Fuck it. So basically, now Lex had always told me that he didn't like this movie. He said it was really shitty or it was really dumb or whatever. And, I never got around to seeing it. It's been on Netflix for a while, and we've owned it on DVD for about a year now. I just never got around to watching it. But now that I'm doing this Adam Sandler video, I'm watching all those films. So, yeah, this one was really good. I wouldn't say really good. It was okay. But, so basically, Adam Sandler plays Max Simkin, who is a cobbler. And just like his father was a cobbler before him, and, so on and so forth. A cobbler is like the one job where just it always stays in the family. If your father is a cobbler, you're a cobbler, It's always weird, but so he has this sewing machine that his father gave him, and that his great grandfather. There's Bella. Hold on, pause. All right, so yeah, so basically he has this cobbler machine or sewing machine. I don't know what it is. It's some kind of machine for cobbling shoes or something. But basically, if you use it to repair the shoes, it gives you the power to turn into that person. So. Method Man is I guess he's the antagonist of this movie. He brings some shoes into Adam Sandler's character, and, he kind of plays like a thuggish character where, he's got the grill and the chains and all these watches and shit. And, there's a cameo from, Method Man's girlfriend, in this movie, or I guess ex-girlfriend, whatever she is. She's played by the chick from Orange is the New Black who got pregnant by the one-legged parole officer, the one-legged officer or whatever that ended up leaving the show, which was, I think, what was the downfall of that show, because why'd that guy leave? But good girl, Bella. But yeah, this was it was an okay movie. I don't want to say it's really good. I feel like I always say that, but I enjoyed it. I'd definitely watch it again. I'd give it maybe 2.5 stars, maybe 3. It wasn't anything great. It wasn't really funny either. I mean, it was kind of more of like a comedy drama, but it was good. It was good for what it was. Next up, I got Saban's Power Rangers on Blu-ray. Now, I'm a huge Power Rangers fan. I love the Power Rangers series. Grew up watching those. Still have the original 2 movies. Love those to death. So I was really excited when this came out to theaters. I never saw it in theaters because I don't like to see movies in theaters. I know that's weird, but I don't like it. So yeah, I ended up picking this up on Blu-ray, and I was blown away. This was awesome. This was truly awesome. It stars... Doesn't say. There we go. So it's Dacre Montgomery, Naomi Scott, R.J. Seiler, Becky G, Ludi Lin, featuring Bill Hader. Bill Hader plays Alpha 5. Bryan Cranston is Zordon. Elizabeth Banks is Rita Repulsa. So, and then it was directed by Dean Israelite. So It has a lot of big stars in it. At least Bryan Cranston, Bill Hader. That guy, I don't think he's a big star, but he does a lot. Like, he's in the Star Wars, Force Awakens at least. I don't know, he's been doing everything. He used to be a writer for South Park and everything. That guy is just huge. He does so much. But it was truly just great. I loved it. Just the whole thing, and I love the cast too. You can see him right there. So basically, it's Jason. If you guys know the Power Rangers, I don't have to explain it too much. But so Jason, is the star quarterback who, after a prank gone wrong, basically he threw everything away. He lost his scholarship and everything from an injury. Can't play football anymore. So he used to go to summer school or detention or something like that, where he meets all these other kids. And Billy, who's the Blue Ranger, he has autism, which I thought was really well done in this movie. Trini, the Yellow Ranger, she's kind of questioning her sexuality, so that was pretty cool to see that done. Then Zach is the Black Power Ranger, and I thought he was the comic relief of this movie. He had some really funny stuff, but he also had a deep backstory where his mom's really sick, and he worries about coming home to find her dead. So that was, they had really good characters in this. Like, everything about this movie is really well done. I'm surprised it didn't do better box office and critically, because it was phenomenal. And then Kimberly's the Pink Ranger. She had some issues where she sent a picture of her friend to people at school. It's basically like cyberbullying and stuff. Which, let's be honest, cyberbullying is fake. Just sack up. Fuck it. But, yeah, it was really well done. Like, so Bryan Cranston played Zordon, who was one of the original Power Rangers, and Rita Repulsa was the original Green Ranger, which they didn't talk about too much in this. Like, they mentioned that she was Green Ranger, and I think that could set up for a sequel, where they could bring the Green Ranger in, because if you guys remember, Tommy Oliver was the original Green Ranger. That's how they brought his character in. And he was also an evil ranger at the beginning. The Green Ranger was evil, Tommy was. But, yeah, it was great. When they finally morphed and everything, like, the Power Rangers weren't in this movie too much. It was only 124 minutes, but, they saved the Power Ranger reveal till the end. There's a lot of story build-up, which I liked. And even when the Zords are pretty cool, too. They're all, like, these animal-type ones. They looked really well done. And even the great battle at the end when they turn into the Megazord, it was so nostalgic too, because they basically shot it like it was the Power Rangers series. Because you guys know the Power Rangers series, all the Zords fighting and everything, that's just taking from the Super Saiyan Japanese series and just dubbed over and everything for the United States. But so they kind of shot it like that, and I thought that was really cool how they did that. Just overall, I loved this movie. I give it 5 stars, and I can't wait for a sequel. I really hope a sequel comes. I already know that there's a petition online and everything to get a sequel made. Like, fans are really pumped about this, and this movie was awesome. I hope it's like spawns a whole franchise. They could potentially keep it going with different teams and everything. So that's really cool. The only downfall, and this is more packaging than anything, I hate that the movie's titled Saban's Power Rangers, because alphabetically it goes under S, where if you look, it just looks like Power Rangers, but real close, Saban's Power Rangers. So this, I highly recommend it. Go watch this now. 5 stars. Alright, next up we got Bulletproof with Adam Sandler and Damon Wayans. And this is one I'd never seen before, obviously, but I always really wanted to. I just never got around to it. But this was a really good movie, actually. I don't know what this has on Rotten Tomatoes. I forgot to look it up. But it's basically like Adam Sandler and Damon Wayans. Which, side note, Damon Wayans doesn't do anything anymore. He used to be in so much. Like, he was in Celtic Pride, this. Like, he was like the mid to late 90s. He was just everywhere. He had My Wife and Kids on TV. The guy was everywhere. Doesn't do anything anymore. But so basically, they're a couple of criminals, and they're setting up the sting to work with this guy. I don't remember exactly what it was. I think he was selling heroin, I think, or smuggling heroin, something like that. Turns out Damon Wayans is an undercover cop, so he tries to bust Adam Sandler's character. Adam Sandler accidentally shoots him, But then, you know, this whole series of events happens where the guy that they were after is basically trying to kill Adam Sandler. So they have to team up again after he's been captured, and he's in handcuffs for most of the movie. So they have to team up to basically stop this guy, and they used to be friends, and, you know, there's this whole dynamic, and I don't know, I really liked this. Oh, James Caan is in it also, but he plays the main guy. But I really liked this. This was a really well done movie. Obviously, it's from '96. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. But I was surprised by how good this was, and it was super funny too. And it was also rated R, which surprised me a little bit because Adam Sandler doesn't do too many R-rated films. He's been doing a little bit more recently. Actually, the next movie I have to review is an R-rated film of him. So, like, he did Funny People and stuff. I think Punch Drunk Love was rated R. I'm not sure about that though. But yeah, so it's surprising because, you know, most of the time he does PG-13 movies. So I don't know what was up with that, but yeah, this was a really well done movie. I liked it. I'd give this about 4 stars. Last up, got That's My Boy with Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg. Now I remember this. It's directed by Sean Anders, who also did Sex Drive and another movie that I can't remember. Oh, this also has James Caan in it and Lane Meester. So yeah, this got terrible reviews when it came out, but I love dumb comedies like this. Like I was laughing nonstop at this movie. I loved it. I just watched this the other night. Actually, all 4 of these Adam Sandler movies. I watched 4 Adam Sandler movies in 2 nights. So I was watching back-to-back Adam Sandler movies for 2 nights in a row. So that's pretty crazy. It shows my dedication. I love Adam Sandler movies. Everyone talks shit about Adam Sandler. I love him. Love his movies. So basically, Adam Sandler plays Donnie Burger. Okay, I had to make sure I was looking at the right guy. Who, at age of 13, bangs his teacher and gets her pregnant. And he becomes famous for it, because everyone wants to bang their teacher, right? So, the kid's born, and once Donnie turns 18, he becomes a parent. Well, Andy Samberg plays his kid, Han Solo Burger. Yeah, that's his actual name in the movie, Han Solo Burger. Coolest fucking name ever. But, and so basically, Donnie is in trouble with the IRS, which I can relate to. But, send me money. But, so he basically needs money to pay back the IRS, so he's gonna do this TV show where he reunites with the teacher in prison with his son, and they reunite as a family in prison or whatever. But it's basically like he has to get his trust back from his son because his son doesn't talk to him anymore. And Andy Samberg is about to get married to Lane Meester, and there's tons of cameos in this movie too. Susan Sarandon's in it. Vanilla Ice plays himself, and Vanilla Ice was fucking hilarious in this movie. Like, holy shit, Vanilla Ice does not take himself seriously, and I love it. I mean, he was so funny. But then you know, tons of Adam Sandler's regular cameo guys are in it too. Like Peter Dante, and that other guy from The Waterboy, I can't remember his name, you know. And then the guy who played the janitor or the coach or whatever in The Waterboy is also in this, you know, the farmer. He's Farmer something. Farmer Fran, maybe? Where he's always... Yeah, I don't know. But, and I loved this too because Adam Sandler did one of his weird voices for this character the whole time. And I love Adam Sandler's voices when he does them for his movies. So, yeah. I lost my train of thought. But also, the guy who plays Andy Samberg's soon-to-be wife's brother is the guy who played the main character in Heroes. He has a weird lip where he always talks like this. And he's always like that. I don't know his actor name. But he was really funny in this too. I don't want to spoil too much because this really was a funny movie. I'll probably get a lot of flack for it because people hate Adam Sandler and all his movies get really shitty ratings, but I loved this movie to death. It was so funny, and I would definitely watch it again soon. So check this one out. 5 stars out of 5 stars. Alright, so that was, I don't know, episode 6 maybe, of first time views and reviews. Here's the movies that we did. Yeah, make sure you check all these ones out that if they sounded good or if you wanted to see them. Yeah, I love doing these movie reviews. I love watching movies and I love talking about movies, so this is really fun for me to do. So if you at any point enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, like us, You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. It's below, and all of our personal Twitters and Instagram is down below. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe. Make sure you guys subscribe if you love this. Any point you like our videos, just subscribe. We really need that. We'd love to have you subscribe. It's always more content coming. Always working on things. So yeah, thanks for checking out First Time Views and Reviews. As always, I'm Bat Tracy for Would You Spend a Day with Tim Allen? WYSADWTA. And we'll see you in the next one.